Methods, right? Methods. So second scenario. So you can see scenarios here. Scenario 2. This is the scenario 2. So what is this?
How to call one class static members in another class of same package. Class static member.
Okay. So how to call one class static members in another class of same package? That means the class you are going to create, that also should be same package of this class, because this class has all the static members, right? This class has all static members. So these are the static variables and all static methods. So create another class here. Okay. So I'm creating another class that is called static members. Another class, same package. I just followed the class naming convention. See, every word, first letter,
Capital letter.
capital letter. Every word, first letter in cap. So you must follow the naming conventions when you're creating the class, when you're calling the class, already existing class you're calling, you must follow the rules. So that's what the theory, if you know, you can easily apply. While practice, while doing a practice, it's easy. If without theory, it is difficult. Directly not possible. Okay, finish. Now, let's see one by one. So remember one point. Static members belongs to the class. You don't need to create an object to call the static members. You always refer static members with the class. That means class name dot static member. So in another classes or another package classes, wherever you are referring, so you have to use class name dot static variable, class name dot static method, something like that. So you will refer with the class name. So now my class is this one. So this is my class. So this class members, any of them, if I want to access, I need to refer with this class first, then the member. So what is the first way? So syntax, how can you access one class a static variable in another class of same package? So what is the formula? Class name dot
Static variable.
semicolon. So these are the rules we need to follow. So anywhere this rule doesn't change. Okay. So let's call syntax. So the class name is. Okay, can you tell me how many, these are 4 variables, right? Which variables we can call in another class out of this? What are the variables names here? What are different variable names?
Character C, integer I, float F, long L.
So C, I, F, L, these are the variable names. So I'm not asking data type, I'm asking variable name. So if you follow this, the variable name is C, I, F, L. These are the variable names.
Mm.
Okay. So which one you can access in another class? Which one you cannot access? Out of these four, which one you can access? Which one you cannot access? Why?
We should be able to access the public L and static I. Private protected cannot be accessed.
That's what.
Protected can be accessed.
Yes. Protected can be accessed in the same package.
But not in the
Another
extended.
package.
No, yeah.
Okay. Then okay. Fine.
So that's what theory is not clear. That's why you're making mistakes.
Mm.
And what about this I?
Default also can be accessed.
Yes, it's accessible.
Default also accessible in the same
Accessible.
package. Default is accessible in the same package. So that means this package in any class.
Any class. Okay.
Any class in the same package. And private?
Within the class only.
Within that class only we can access private.
So outside the class?
We cannot access.
We cannot access. That's a simple rules, right?
Mhm.
It's a simple rules. So we know all those rules. So we cannot access outside the
Package.
Private cannot be accessed in the apart from the class. Remaining three can be accessed
Yes.
in other classes of the same packages. In this perspective.
so private is accessible in the same class, but not outside the class. Not outside the class.
Yes.
So that's the private mean.
Mm.
Okay. Now C is not accessible. Whichever private member here, this is not accessible in this class. So that means I can access. So static members. Class name dot. See, when you put a dot, it will show you all the visible parts, visible members of this class. So what are visible? F is visible. I is visible. L is visible. See the methods also it is showing which are visible. Convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. Get random data. Main method. Swap integers. So these are only visible, but division is not visible. You can see. Division is not visible. Why division is not visible? What is the reason? Division is not visible.
It's a private static method.
Yeah. So that's why private members
Static.
outside the class are not accessible. So I covered the theory. Now I am showing practically.
Mm.
So these are not visible and C also not visible. So I will access some I. Okay? Let me access I. But this is just a value, right? This is just a value, right? What you want to do? Do something, right? And you assign to some variable, right?
Mhm.
I did some. So you are getting this value from other class. You didn't declare here in this class. That's a reusability. So you see static member you are referring with a class name. Even if you remember system.out, system.in, system.err, these are all static variables from system class. That's why system dot class name dot. Here also class name dot, that static variable, that member, this class member we are calling with a dot. Dot is used to access the fields or methods of that class. So dot also I explained in the beginning class. That's why basics are crucial. If you remember all these points, so easy, next level. So I covered everything. Dot I covered. What is the purpose of dot? Okay. See, sys out. So even out is a static variable. That's why you're calling from system class. That's why class name dot static variable. So string plus concatenating with a plus, the result variable. Again, strings are concatenated with a plus or with any type of data. So you can concatenate with any type of data. String plus number, string plus string, string plus Boolean, string plus anything. You can do that. So just execute this. See, 100. So okay. So I value 20, right? 20 multiplied by 5, so 100.
Mhm.
So let me do 15. Say it will change. Say 300. Right? So that's the variable. How to call variables? One class variable, one class static variables in another class.
Yes.
Class name dot static
Class
variable.
name dot static variable.
Class name dot static variable. That's it. So always remember, static variables or static methods belongs to the class. You don't need to create object to call them. Remember these 2 points. This class name dot static variable, class name dot static method. Okay, let's go to the second one. How can you call one class static void method in another class? So what is the formula? Class name dot static. So the class name is this one. But what is void method? There, go and see that. Division, right? But
Division.
division is not accessible. A division
Valid.
method is not accessible.
Mm.
So why? Because of private.
Because of
Private.
If you access, what will happen? First of all, it is not showing. If you try to call, say it is saying the method division from the type is not
Not
visible.
visible. Mm.
Why it is not visible? Because private. You applied the private keyword for this method. Private means it is not visible outside that class. So I want to access. So what I need to do? I need to provide a
Public.
permission.
Yeah.
So I can make it a public.
Public.
See, now save it, and here also error is gone. So that's the. So I covered the private and I covered public also. Okay. Next. So what is the next formula? How can you call static void parameterized method? So class name dot swap method. See, just one letter if you write, automatically the method will show there. The method name after yes above, yes, you can see. This S means a static method. And this is a void return type. Void means it doesn't return. So you have to give two parameters for this method. When you're calling, you have to provide A value and B value, type integers both. I can call result. I can call in a local variable, I can use it because I stored in a local variable, right? The local variable, I can call it here. See that swap. Okay. So that's the void methods how to call. Then what is the next one? How to call return type static method. So return type means what? What is the meaning of that? It is giving the method is giving an output. So that's why I'll store in a variable double data because this method is going to give a double data. So this method is giving a double data. Can you mute if you are not? Who is that? Okay. Okay, so just this is a double data. So method is get random. Okay. So I'll call get random. Class name dot. See that follow the formula. Data type of the method double. Variable name, some variable name. Equal to class name. Class name is this one. Because that class method you are calling. Get random data. See the return type is double. That's what I did the same left hand side. The method is returning what type of data that you write there.
Last name. Order.
Yeah. So run the program. See that? 0.314. Run again. A different data, 0.417. That's how to call a return type methods. Next, how to call print method in print statement inside a return type method. So you can call print statement inside your methods. See, Fahrenheit temperature is. So I can just call. So what is that? See, follow the formula. Class name. The class name is this one. Dot convert Fahrenheit to Celsius. 40. So capital F. So I'm giving 40 degrees Celsius. So we need to find out the Fahrenheit temperature. So program will find out a Fahrenheit temperature. So 104 is the Fahrenheit temperature equal to 40 degrees Celsius. If you give 40, it is giving 104. That's the 104 degrees Celsius, 104 degree Fahrenheit. So you write the program. Exercise for you is convert the Fahrenheit temperature into Celsius. That's the program. You take up this and write the program. Okay. Next. So that's it. All the formulas are done. Scenario 2 is done. So the last scenario is, any questions before going for the last scenario? Are we good?
Yes, Raj.
So now we are crossing the another package. So you are moving out of the package. You want to call that in another package. So this package, I want to call these members. So one package class static members, I am calling another package class. Okay, so let's create a class. Call static members. Another package class. Another package class. Okay. So one package static members, another package class we are calling. So that's what the scenario we are trying to do. So if you want to call another package, so what I told you, which access modifier you need?
Public.
Okay, and also first step is you have to import. So first step is if you're cross another package class members, if you want to call in some other package, you need to first import. That's the first step. It can be a static or non-static, it doesn't matter. Anything, one package class members, if you want to call in another package, you must import that class. So what is the syntax of import? So import, you write the import reserved keyword, then the package name dot class name semicolon. So where you can write this? Above the class, below the package. See, where is that? Above the class means this one. Below the package here. Here all your import statements will store here. That's a package, no? One package class members, how can you access in another one? And also, so directly you cannot access. They must have a public access modifier, then only you can access. And also if you extend, then protected will be accessible. If you are not extending, you cannot access protected. Only public are accessible. Keep in mind all these points. So what is the first step? We need to import with the import package name dot class name. Second step, so the member should have a public or, so you need to extend to this class. That class you need to extend to this class. Then protected will be accessible, but not private and default. Default and private are not accessible anymore. If you extend only protected, if you are not extending, protected also not accessible. Only public is accessible. Okay, let's go and see that. So all these points one by one. First, what is that? How can you access a static variable? Another package static variable, how can you access? So that's what I'm just class name. So you know the class name. So just bring this class name. Static members demo. So class name dot. See, only L is visible, nothing else. So I'll do some mathematical operations. Minus so I need to store here into subtraction. Subtraction output is sub. This print is, you won't see automatically started importing. Add cast, because this is the long, right? So I will use long. Typecasting, so I don't want to do. Okay, see, it is imported. Import package name dot class name. So other package, this package class members I am accessing in this package. That's why I'm doing import. So why it's 0? What is the L value we have given? 50? Oh, we are given 50. Let me change this to 25 or 20, okay? So we should have some value. That's why I'm just giving this value. Next. How can you call one class static void method in another package class? Write all these formulas every time you write so that you will remember them. That's the only way to remember. Otherwise, it's difficult. Once you
It's very good.
habituate with the formulas,
Very close.
right? Division.
Ramesh?
Yeah.
In the package section, import section,
Hmm.
now we know the class directly, so we are putting package name dot class name.
Hmm.
Put package name dot star on semicolon.
Yeah.
Instead, that also we can do it, right?
You can put, but that's not a good practice.
Oh, yeah.
For example, is for example, if that class has that package has a lot of classes, it will load all of them.
Yes.
It's going to be a burden.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you're calling multiple classes, then put a dot star.
Okay.
Otherwise, we should not do that.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
So calling all of them would have an impact to performance, Ramesh?
Yes. Because it will load, right? Loading it will take some time, right? All of them. So to avoid that, whichever is required, that only you load. Don't put star. That's not a good practice. If you are calling many classes, then put a star. Okay. Now, so parameterized void method, how to call? Dot swap. Because this is also public, that's why you are able to call. Say, the same formulas. There is no difference here. Only extra you are getting is a import statement for the last scenario. Now,
We need to call only 2 classes or 3 classes alone, then separately we have to call it instead of star, right, Ramesh? Like import method programs dot static, and similarly import method dot method
call
program
static.
call static. Yeah,
Like
whichever is required, we have to call it separately.
If it is more, then you put a dot star.
Okay.
So that provision also there. I'll show you that in the next demo. Okay. Now let's go this last scenario, return type methods. So remember, void methods doesn't return a value. That's why you cannot store in a variable or anywhere. But return type method, they will give a value, right? So you should store them in a variable. So maybe I'll use a different float ft val equal to static. So this is not going to work out because this has it is not visible. Convert Celsius to Fahrenheit method is not visible here. Why it is not visible?
Default import.
Because the permission always
It is a protected.
it has a protected. It has a protected. Protected means less permission.
Can't
Then
buy other package within package.
So
only
other
can be
package you are
accessible.
accessing, that's why it is not accessible. So what you need to do, you change it if you want to access to public. Okay. So now see it is visible. See 122. So the last one you can call in the print statement also. So the method directly you can call in the print statement. Return type method, only return type methods. Okay, so just call that class name dot. Still it is not visible. Why it's not visible? It has a default. See, the method is not visible here. Why? Because it has a default. It has a default. So I'll give a public. Then it is visible. So get random double data. See, the method itself you are calling class name dot the method name. So just execute the code. So you got a random double values because I have already given all public. That's why you're able to access. If it is not public, you cannot access outside the package. If you want to access protected, make sure you extend that class here. Extends, you have to write like this, extends. So this class. Then you don't need all this, no class name, all those, but so we need to learn still. That's why I'm not telling this now. I'll tell in the OOPS concept, all these concepts. Okay. Now, so that's all about all three scenarios. Any questions? So last simple thing, static import. So static import so allows you to call static members. Static import allows you to call static members or methods and fields of that class directly without referring the class name. You don't need to specify the class name if you do a static import. Now we did a normal import, right? You can do a static import also. You can do a static import also. So use static import to greatly improve the readability of your code. Instead of writing everywhere class name dot static variable and class name dot static method, and do the static import, and you can directly call the variable name method directly. Like it behaves as a same class. It behaves as a same class. So this is how you will do static import. Import static keyword package name dot class name dot